Hello guys, how are you today? And it is time to review the first episode of the new series of Top Gear. This is series 24, being fronted by Matt LeBlanc, Roy Reid and Chris Harris. And let's do this. So obviously season 23 was a bit rubbish with Chris Evans, main presenter, after Clarkson, Hammond and May left after 22 series. But now it's had a bit of a revamp and there's a new episode. Overall opinion, it's a lot better. I'm gonna go into more specific stuff soon, but overall, I think it's become since last year. It has got a lot better, and I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. So, as I said, presenters, main presenter Matt LeBlanc, and then there's Rory Reid and Chris Harris. The episode started with the Ferrari FX XK, fantastic looking car. Chris Harris was driving it around. Only a few of them have been made. It's been described as even better than the Ferrari LaFerrari. And you can't drive it on the road. It's not road legal. It's currently not allowed in any racing championships. So it's quite a useless car. But at the same time, he really loved it. He really, really loved it, which I think is great. And also, it was a really great bit of film. It was a beautiful car to look at. Perfect car, in my opinion. Perfect film for the first episode. Brilliant camera shots as well. You know, it really felt like old Top Gear. And, you know, it was a really special film. Top Gear was back at that point. You could see it then. I thought also Chris Harris was quite good at the car review, as well as being a really good driver. Or as Matt LeBlanc was describing him, a badass driver. Yeah, I can't do American accents. Yes, it was an amazing piece. Then, the show was slightly different, because normally, okay, they do the star in the reasonably priced car a bit later in the show, but what they did here was they sort of brought a celebrity on. This week it was actor James McAvoy, and they sort of talked about car stuff. It was a little bit like the news section. There wasn't an actual news section, but this was the closest to it. And they talked about stuff, and then they went on to another film before James McAvoy got to go around the track for his time, which is interesting. So, they then went to Kazakhstan for the main challenge. This challenge was about reliability. A good idea because they didn't really talk about on the Grand Tour or Clarkson's version of Top Gear. They didn't do really, anything about reliable cars. These cars have done at least 480,000 miles in their history. That car's history, which is to the moon and back, showing how reliable it is. And they use a London taxi, a Volvo V70, and a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. And the whole point was to drive across Kazakhstan, and it was like to get to the part in Kazakhstan where there's going to be a rocket launch. And yes, there were some good challenges on the way. Obviously, go check out the episode if you haven't seen what the challenges were. But this is a review. I'm not meant to be telling you what happened in the episode. I'm meant to be telling you my thoughts on it. And yes, I thought it was quite good. There were one or two things I thought were a little bit copying Top Gear of the past. So they did a race in the quarry, and they did that in Australia on Top Gear, and they did it on the Grand Tour as well. So I thought that was a little bit copying, but it was still entertaining to watch. Matt LeBlanc is a superb presenter in my opinion, and Chris Harris is pretty good too. Rory Reid, I'm not so sure he is professional enough. There's nothing wrong with him, but it's just the way he presents. I don't think it's quite good enough. I think it was good when he had his YouTube channel reviewing cars, but I don't think he is quite good enough for presenting the big show. But yes, after the first part of the film in Kazakhstan, James McAvoy then did get to do his lap. This time again, they didn't show. There's a new car now. It's now called a reasonably fast car, and it's a Toyota G86, and very different, obviously much more expensive than the reasonably priced cars of the past. But yes, James McAvoy had to do his lap in the wet. I won't tell you his time, but it was different because normally when they get a new car, they had like a tea party sort of thing, testing the new car with a few celebrities to get some sort of lap times. So there's not just one person on the board. This time that's being shown in extra gear, which you can check out on BBC iPlayer. So yes, which is a different way of doing the show, but I guess there's something wrong with it. Although I liked it when they did this tea party, so it was quite fun to watch. So yes, after the lap time, they went back to Kazakhstan, which took up the rest of the episode. They had an interesting challenge. They had a few hours to do as many miles as they could. I won't tell you the result, but it was sort of bits of it quite entertaining, actually. And yes, I found myself smiling watching Top Gear, which last year with Chris Evans, I couldn't do. Last year I was just crying when I was watching Top Gear, not smiling. So yeah, overall, pretty impressed with this first episode of Top Gear, and I hope it stays the same way. Question to end this video: do you think Rory Reid has what it takes to become a top class presenter on BBC Top Gear? Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. If you have anything to say about this video, please leave a comment in the comments section below. If you really enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this and other types of videos, please subscribe to my channel. Also go and check out the video that should be on screen right now. And on that note, I'll just ask you to follow me on Twitter at BigGaming342 and like my Facebook page, BigGaming342, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.